Most people think attraction begins with appearance. It doesn't. It begins with what you refuse to do. And the reason most people never become unforgettable has nothing to do with genetics, status, money, or confidence. It's because they leak themselves all day. Too much talking, too much reacting, too much explaining, too much reaching, too much invisible begging disguised as personality. You can always feel it. The man trying to be liked. The woman trying to be chosen. The person performing instead of existing. People say attraction is mysterious. It isn't. Human beings are wired to notice restraint, to notice control, to notice people who seem complete before attention arrives. That is why sometimes someone walks into a room and nothing dramatic happens, yet everyone notices. Not because they demanded focus. Because they didn't. And that difference changes everything. The ancient Stoics understood something modern culture keeps hiding from you. Your daily habits announce your value before your words ever do. Not your intentions, not your dreams, not your motivational quotes, your habits. Because habits reveal hierarchy. What you tolerate, what you chase, what you ignore, what owns you. You want to become dangerously attractive. Then understand this carefully. Dangerously attractive does not mean everyone wants you. It means the wrong people feel uncomfortable around you, and the right people feel drawn to you without understanding why. There's a cost to becoming that person. You become harder to manipulate, harder to distract, harder to access, and people who benefited from your old version may quietly resent that. But you already know something feels off. You've noticed it. You've seen people with average looks create obsession. You've seen disciplined people become magnetic. You've watched someone speak less and somehow dominate more. That isn't luck. That's structure. And today you're going to see the structure. Not 7 tricks, 7 daily habits, small things, but repeated long enough, they reshape how people feel around you. And the first one feels almost insulting because it sounds too simple. Until you realize almost nobody can do it. The first habit is controlling your first reaction. Watch people carefully. Someone ignores their message. Mood destroyed. Someone disagrees. Energy ruined. Someone gets attention. Comparison begins. Someone criticizes them. Now they spend 6 hours replaying a conversation that lasted 40 seconds. Most people live in reaction. Reaction is dependency. The Stoics believed freedom begins at the point where external events stop deciding your internal climate. Think about how rare that is. Someone disrespects you. You remain unchanged. Someone praises you. You remain unchanged. Someone leaves. You remain unchanged. Not cold. Not detached. Stable. Do you understand how attractive that becomes? Because stability feels like power. And unstable people unconsciously seek stable people. You've probably done it too. You trusted someone not because they talked perfectly, but because nothing seemed to shake them. That energy cannot be faked. You build it daily. Tiny moments. Message arrives. Wait. Bad news arrives. Observe. Emotion appears. Name it. Delay action. People think discipline means waking up early. No. Discipline starts before movement. It starts inside interpretation. Someone says, "You changed." Old you defended. New you says, "Maybe." Someone pulls away. Old you chased. New you watches. Someone misunderstands. Old you overexplains. New you lets clarity arrive later. Every reaction you control sends a message. I am not available for emotional hijacking. And people feel that, even if they never say it. But here's the uncomfortable part. Once you stop reacting, you'll realize how many conversations were powered entirely by your need for approval. That realization hurts. Good. That means something false is leaving. And this leads to the second habit. Guarding your attention like property. There is a strange modern sickness. People protect money, but donate attention. Someone posts outrage. Attention. Someone posts drama. Attention. Someone posts validation bait. Attention. And then people wonder why they feel fragmented. Attention is identity. Where attention goes repeatedly, self follows. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your life becomes what your thoughts repeatedly touch. Look around. Entire personalities now built from algorithms. Entire moods outsourced to notifications. Entire identities formed from comparison. Then people ask, why don't I feel attractive? Because attraction requires presence. Presence requires attention. And attention requires boundaries. Dangerously attractive people are difficult to distract. Not because they are superhuman. Because they understand interruption has consequences. When you sit and work, work. When you eat, eat. When you talk, talk. When you rest, rest. Stop dividing yourself. Fragmented people create fragmented energy. And people feel that confusion instantly. Have you ever spoken with someone who constantly checks their phone? You feel reduced, replaceable. Now imagine becoming the opposite. Someone who gives complete attention, complete stillness, complete listening. Do you know what happens? People start talking differently around you. People reveal more. People trust more. People remember you. Because deep attention is becoming rare. And rarity becomes value. Try this. For 1 week, no phone for the first hour after waking. No meaningless scrolling before sleep. Protect silence. Protect thought. Protect boredom. You'll discover something strange. Your presence starts becoming heavier. Not louder, heavier. People stop feeling like they're competing with invisible things when they talk to you. That changes attraction more than appearance ever will. And now we reach the third habit. The one most people avoid because it exposes them. Keeping promises nobody else can see. You already know the public promises. Gym, business, goals, announcements. But those aren't the important ones. The important promises are private. I'll sleep at this hour. I'll finish this page. I'll train today. I'll leave when respect disappears. I'll stop checking. I'll speak honestly. Nobody claps. Nobody notices. But something happens. Every time you keep a private promise, trust in yourself increases. And every time you break one, something weakens. Not motivation, authority. People talk about confidence incorrectly. Confidence is not belief. Confidence is evidence. You trust yourself because your actions created proof. And people sense self-trust. Someone who trusts themselves moves differently, speaks differently, chooses differently. They don't need excessive explanation. Because they stopped negotiating with themselves. You want dangerous attraction? Become someone whose word means something. Especially to yourself. Right now think carefully. What promise have you been breaking repeatedly? You know the one. Not dramatic, small, but constant. Fix that. Start there. Not tomorrow. Today. Because self-respect accumulates quietly. And eventually it becomes visible. Before we continue, if this is exposing something you've been avoiding, press like. Not to support a channel. As a signal, comment. I move with discipline. Not because words matter. Because identity begins with declaration. Share this with someone who confuses attention with attraction. And subscribe if you want more ideas that build internal power instead of external performance. Now continue. Because the fourth habit changes everything. Learning controlled absence. This one scares people. Because they think attraction means availability. It doesn't. Availability without standards creates familiarity. And familiarity without value becomes invisibility. You do not become attractive by being everywhere. You become attractive by being intentional. Stop replying instantly to everyone. Stop always initiating. Stop always entertaining. Stop always filling silence. Observe. Who reaches? Who remembers? Who values? People reveal themselves in absence. And absence reveals you to yourself. Many people are terrified of being forgotten. So they stay constantly visible. Constant posting. Constant messaging. Constant proving. But attention gained through frequency disappears through frequency. What stays? Weight, presence, meaning. Imagine two people, one available every second, one available with intention. Who feels more valuable? Exactly. Controlled absence is not manipulation. It's self-respect. You do not disappear to create attraction. You disappear to maintain alignment. Because if people only value your availability, they never valued you. Remember that. The fifth habit is quieter. But once you see it, you'll never ignore it again. Learning to leave things unfinished. Not goals, not commitments, conversations, explanations, arguments. There is a certain desperation in needing the final word, the final defense, the final correction. Stoics understood something brutal. Truth doesn't become more true because you forced agreement. Dangerously attractive people don't chase closure everywhere. They allow misunderstanding, allow silence, allow incomplete endings. Someone doesn't understand. Okay. Someone leaves. Okay. Someone projects. Okay. Not because they lack emotion. Because they stopped making understanding their responsibility. That level of internal permission changes a person. And most people never experience it. You will, if you continue. Because what comes next might be the habit people notice first, without ever knowing why.